and give us the information so we could follow it up. Like I said, Officer Barry was pronounced around 7:44 a.m. at Presbyterian, and the other individual who was interviewed today, I believe, is upgraded to stable condition. It's important that we get this information so we could follow it up quickly and move forward to try to get this person off the street.
Do you know the relationship to Officer Barry and the 35-year-old? Do they know each other?
I don't. I'm not going to identify the non-fatal shooting victim, even if I did. So it appeared they were together as far as I could turn. Their relationship, their relation, I'm going to leave out of it for now.
And the individual who is wearing what appears to be a black shirt, after the shots are fired, while Officer Barry is on the ground in that video, you see a man walk back up to the scene. He leans down. Is that the shooter? And do you know what he picked up?
Cell phone. Looks like a cell phone to us, and he left with his own, probably his own. He dropped it, picked it up, and walked away with it. That's what we believe.
Based on that video, it looked like a...
Well, there's 8 9mm casings there, so it's a 9mm of some kind.
Yeah, is there any type of metal detectors inside of that club?
That I couldn't answer. The club investigation end of this is still being worked on, so I'm not involved in that. This is the homicide investigation, but that's being looked at. What they're doing there, their legality of the club, and that'll be brought up at a later time. We're kind of putting that off to the side a little bit. We need the answers on this case right now. We need to solve this case.
When you said separation after the argument, who was separating who?
Oh, you really can't tell. They go outside. There's a physical altercation, and then the shooter backs up and then fires at both parties.
So the altercation was between the 3 men?
Yes.
Regarding to this case and others happening across the city, residents are given new and better strategies in public safety. What you can say to them?
Well, about for public safety? Well,
yeah, people is talking about new strategies and better because shootings are happening across the city.
well, technology is a big part of this. We have a lot of video in this case. We know it would take some time, that we've seen it all. We may not have seen it all yet. So if you have some video, we're urging you to send us that video. You may have video from 3 blocks away from here, but it may be relevant to the time frame, and maybe it's this individual passing by either before or after the shooting. So technology is a big part of it. So, and it helps us in public safety investigations. So we're urging you, if you have anything from that night or that early morning, to send it to us so we can evaluate it.
Do you know if the suspect left or how he left the vehicle on foot?
As far as I know, what I've seen, he left on foot, but that could mean he had a car parked around the corner. I have no idea.
On the Chew Avenue job, have you received any additional tips since your last news conference?
I'm not here with the Chew. I know you received a news conference last week from Inspector Evers. There's constantly being developments. I'm not prepared to go forward with that. We have a lot to unpack on that job still. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but there is a ton of forensics. There's a lot of video evidence and digital evidence that are still being reviewed. As soon as we have a further update, I'll make sure you get that.
In 2024, had you received any tips?
That, I don't know. I have no idea. Our tips, just so you know, the number I just gave out go into our DIVIC. If they're relevant to something, they're farmed out to that division to investigate. So if there was a tip, I could check, but I have no idea. If there was a past tip, I could look into that and search their database. The DIVIC documents it, but they'll send it out, whether it was a narcotics tip or some type of tip. Just so you know, I mean, I'm not going to talk about that job right now, but narcotics had served a warrant and been inside that house previous to this incident. That wasn't the first time we were there. It didn't look like it looked when we went in. It was different. So I don't know. I don't know what the tip was. Maybe it generated that investigation. I don't know. Anything else? I know some of you has had questions about an incident in Center City involving a male in a mask. Captain Smith from Central Detectives is here. He could go over that. I know some of you have the images that are appearing on social media, so he'll explain that to you and give you a little more on that. Jason.
Yes, sir.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. On basically on early Wednesday morning, Yeah, I broke down a timeline of the events that this male, our suspect, was going to be involved in. It took place over approximately 15 to 16-minute time span. During that time span, he was able to accost a good many people, most of which haven't come forward yet. So I just want to preface it by saying, so far we only have one complainant that's stepped forward, but we know half a dozen people that he was running up to and doing the same type of aggressive behavior towards. So I'm just going to go with the timeline that I broke down for you. So approximately 5:18 a.m. This is the first time that we observed the male in the intersection of 15th and Chestnut Street. He's actively engaged in running up to people. It looks like he's attempting to scare or antagonize them. He's also observed, which is a tell, holding a cell phone in his left hand, and the screen appears to be lit during much of our video. So it's a clear indication that he's filming this for his own purposes. 5:20 a.m., the male enters a Dunkin' Donuts in the 1500 block of Chestnut Street. He's refused service due to wearing this mask. He begins to lift it up. I guess he decides better. His behavior is slightly erratic. So he's refused service, and the male exits the store. 5:25 a.m., male's observed standing on the southwest corner. This is at 15th Street and South Penn Square, and he appears to be running up to people at that location, engaging the same type of behavior. 5:28 a.m., he walks northbound on 15th Street. So he crosses the street, and now he stops at 15th and Market, and this is on the sidewalk in front of Dilworth Plaza. From there, 5:31 a.m., he crosses back over to the west side of 15th Street, approaches a male who's wearing a safety reflective vest, and he proceeds to say something and start chasing this male all over the place. So the male with the safety reflective vest, he runs north out of view of our cameras. So then at 5:33 a.m., our suspect then stands by the escalators. This is the escalators that lead down in the suburban station at 15th and Market. Then he's observed running behind our complainant, who's jogging. As she's jogging northbound side of 15th Street. Male then gets in front of our complainant, up in front of her, at which time he asks her, "Are you ready to die?" Complainant appears startled, at which time the male asks her again if she's ready to die. Clearly she's not ready to die. So she takes off southbound on 15th Street. In the process, she injures her leg. The males they had come from Market for help this entire time. Male abruptly stops, and then he heads northbound on 15th Street, at which time he gets onto the escalators at Suburban Station at 5:35 a.m. So our suspect is described as being a black male, medium complexion, approximately 5 feet 8 inches, thin build, 16 to 20 years old. He's wearing old art clothing, as well as a very distinctive Chucky doll Halloween style face mask. So like I say, he does pull the face mask down at one point, and he is observed wearing a black face mask cover. We were able to determine, plus his hands, that he was a black male. Locate and apprehend this individual. Suspect will be facing intimidation.
Is he targeting women, or is he just random? It sounds like he also is targeting.
And women, just whoever he appears to come across. I will also say with a weapon, although when he approaches our complainant, the jogger, he has his cell phone hand behind his back when he asks her if she's ready. We will charge him with a weapons offenses, even though weapon wasn't seen.
Well, a trend I've been hearing from some people, they've seen other people in masks, just kind of like standing creepy. Is this something that you're seeing, or is this like the first time?
Well, people think they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, right, on these social media sites, TikTok and what have you. So we have our intelligence unit, department's intelligence unit. They're looking into, they're scouring social media to see if they come across this individual posting this online material. It'll be good for us, make it easier to find them.
People that might get some crazy ideas from this, you know, everyone's trying to go viral nowadays. So this is serious. I mean, he's facing
Very. You're talking about for would-be offenders?
Yeah.
Well, what I would tell would-be offenders, don't do that stuff in the city of Philadelphia. I want to tell you, this happened right outside of City Hall. Do you think we're not gonna do our darndest to try and locate this individual? You bet we are. Anybody else?
Does he ever touch any of the victims? Does he ever?
Not that I'm not aware of that. Yes, as a matter of the as far as I question myself. So, but again, we are encouraging members of the public, anybody that's been victimized by this individual, all right, anybody that has information who this individual is, 686 tips. All right, thank you.
Philadelphia students, hope you're ready. Most of you only have 1 week left of vacation here before the start of classes on August 24th.